Dum 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 do 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 do. Alright guys, good morning. It is Monday and we don't have a lot of topic. But we certainly got things we can bring up, little things. For example, we talked a couple days ago about the Carrington event. And for those of you who don't realize, actually, Carrington event actually occurred in several stages. Okay, so the question keeps coming up is after the Carrington event occurred originally in 1859, is could the Carrington event happen again? And the answer is you betcha. In fact, now if the Carrington event happened, it would seriously have a strong impact on the people of the United States in a lot of ways. It wouldn't necessarily be great, positive, fun, exciting, or anything else. Yeah, and I see right now we're streaming, but no one's here. Okay, that's fine. We'll who knows? Maybe they'll be here in a little bit. Okay, just refresh everybody's mind about the Discord, because everybody wondered last night that have tried heard me do my little video about the Silvermoon AM16 Silvermoon radio AM1610. Probably you keep wondering yourself is, what is this and why is it a big deal? Well, AM1610 is a big deal because it's where we can sing and talk about things and play music and stuff that we can't do here on YouTube. And so that reason, AM1610, how you doing, Craig? Yeah, happy Monday morning to you too. I didn't get a lot of sleep out of the deal, unfortunately. Yeah, just kind of woke up and was like, I only got like 2 hours sleep. All right, so what was I? So AM1610 Silvermoon radio is like so many things I've done so far with the Blood Elves has become was kind of a springboard. It started out first planning to write a radio serial, which I did. Was like we were working originally on a radio serial for Winterville, which we never finished. I did 2 episodes of it, but the 2 episodes, only the first one actually was ever heard. The second one never was. Michelle, thank you very much. Can you explain to me how to get on Silvermoons on Sunday? I don't quite understand. Go to Discord, okay, and you go to the NASQ broadcast only chat group. Now, as the name broadcast only implies, you only can listen, you can't talk. But we talk in the general chat, where we actually type at each other while we're playing the music in the NASQ broadcast only channel. I'll play it. Listen to me. We take turns on the bed. It's right now he's asleep. I'm up, and then when I go to sleep, he's up. So we basically take turns. How you doing, Johnny? I can if you go to this NASQ, you could actually check out the channel. Right now we're not streaming, but I'll show. I'll put the link up here ahead of time for the Silvermoon Radio, so you can find it for next time. I have to add this in. So let me just create this link here. No limit, generate a new link, copy the link. Okay. Go here on Sundays at 10 or 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern to listen to Silvermoon Radio AM 1610. Okay. So if you go there now, you won't hear nothing because I'm not streaming right now. But that's where the link is. That's the group where the music is played when we're playing it, which is every night. It's 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Some people on phones have said they've had trouble trying to connect in. Some people on tablets said they have trouble connecting. So let me explain very simply what it is. It is actually considered like a phone call. Okay, I found the computer works the best, desktop, but if you use your laptop, that works too. So if you tune into it and you're using earbuds, make sure your earbuds are set up for listening for phone conversations, because that's what it's going to be. Okay? You're not going to be able to talk. It's only for you to listen. If you want to talk, you got to go to the other group, which is the general chat with no music, or the other one, which is called music and chat. Music and chat is not where we do Silvermoon Radio, but there is something called RhythmBot, which will play music for you also. Johnny said, I sent you, I see a message. Yeah, I see a message. Let me see who this is from. Okay, I'll go to this one. I see you. Okay. Okay. Okay, I just responded to your message too. And thank you, Michelle. I just put in my icon on the front page of my phone. Okay, yeah, you can do that. And the Discord's free, by the way. So yeah, for those of you who did not hear, we are working on the story for my characters. I didn't read up to part about the food. I decided to make it into a open food court in Silvermoon instead of having individual restaurants with indoor seating. Only because the fact is that it made more use of the space. The Cinderai tend to love the outdoors. Even if you go inside of Silvermoon City, the actual city has outdoor plazas in it. So it was decided by me and Lomi to just change it to an outdoor plaza. And so that's what we did. We changed it so it make it an outdoor plaza. Right now, I noticed that we don't have a lot of people on here right now. We have like 3 watchers right now, 1 likes, and I guess I should ask this question: is where is everyone? It's Monday, Michelle. They're probably sleeping. Oh, yeah. They're probably, you know this. It's Monday. You don't want to get out of bed. You know, you're just like, I want to sleep in longer. Yeah. So, also, it looks like for the next 3 weeks, we are going to be doing okay income wise. I'm not saying we're going to be rolling in the green stamps, but we will be bringing in money. I'm going to estimate on an educated guess, say about 160. So right now I'm waiting for one of my people to join the channel, and they're not here. Oh, people will be coming in. Don't worry. Probably Monica will. Yeah, I did talk to Monica this morning. She has a telemed appointment with her doctor. She's not feeling that well. She's hoping it's nothing serious. You know, she thinks she has a stomach flu. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Or oral. Now, does anybody here want to hear more of the story as it's written now? Because we left off where, let's see, I think it was right after the city. Well, right after I got the train to Silvermoon, and right before Michelle was going to go see Valenia's home. No. However, you get some fresh knowledge and fresh learning and fresh education. You learn new things. You broaden your horizons. You get trivia knowledge to share with your friends and family. I think that counts for something. A lot of things. It's funny you should mention green stamps because, it's funny because when S&H green stamps existed, S&H, I don't know what S&H stood for, but you would get green stamps based on how many groceries you bought. And my mom used to collect them and fill out these S&H green stamp books, and she would take so many books to buy something. For example, if she would basically, if she wanted to buy my brother a radio, and she did. She bought him a radio and S&H green stamps. I forgot how many books it costed her. But for his birthday, I remember that. She used to use S&H green stamps to make it possible for her to get all kinds of good stuff. Craig says, yes, Michelle, I'm all for the love stories, and I listen to audiobooks all the time. I always have my earbud in a radio station with news on the phone all day long. Stamping up, yep. So my mom used to, when the S&H redemption centers closed, and the S&H green stamps, as far as I understand, still do exist. But like everything else, it's changed. In the sense, it's not the same as it used to be. Back then, it was all paper trail, and nowadays it's real different. So S&H green stamps was a very popular thing for many low income families to enjoy saving and then getting something good. I remember my grandfather with the books. They were like gold. If you touched them, you got your hand whacked off. Yeah, because your grandfather probably basically saved as many stamps as he could from his grocery bill, hoping to save up to buy the special thing he wanted. He would see in the catalog so many books it would take to get something. And people would go into this, and these green stamps with tons of these books. They were like gold. They literally were, because they were discount. They were when you bought your groceries, you got your few strip of stamps, and then you would just glue them into the books. By today's day and age, it would seem kind of quaint, but actually, my mom will tell you she swore by those things. So I never got the pleasure of joining my mother in the stamping category. So, well, speaking of audiobooks, I do want to. No, we don't anymore. We used to. We used to be right across the Mad River from me. It was a A&P that later became Levine's Auto Parts. It's just like that song "They're in My Life" by the Beatles, you know. In my life, things have changed, not necessarily for better. Yeah, I mean, there was a really big, thing for me. Thinking about how my mother did the S&H green stamp stuff. So no, we don't have any. We don't have any E&Ps left, unfortunately. Everything got big, and bigger, including my waistline. How you doing? A&P makes me feel old. Yeah, I mean, we had one in Mansfield, Connecticut, when I was going to Yukon. Up until about 2002, 2003. Well, anyway, I can certainly read some of my book after the morning group. I don't think we're gonna focus the whole book or the whole morning show on the book. Although I suppose for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we could read some of the book. Continue on where we left off. If anything, it'll give you more insight into my backstory. By the way, the weather for the next 2 days is going to be warm again in the 30s. And then after that, yeah, well, don't forget Stop and Shop also is a union. Those are unionized employees. So the employee Stop and Shop union is went on strike. I remember during the pandemic, which was even more stupid because I already had enough problems with my knee injury, and then I had to try to struggle to just get anything done by myself. Hey, I had to get groceries. Okay, the store was basically it was partially shut down because of COVID. It was partially shut down because of the strike, and unfortunately, it made it very hard for me to get anything done. Alright, let me just get this book ready to read where we left off. Oh, did you make sure to print the new updates? The size. No, I did not update the book. Oh, so when we update the PDF right now so we can send it out to Monica in the group. Yeah, alright, so let me just quickly do that. This shouldn't take too long. Open recents. Okay. Command P for print. And PDF. Save is PDF. Okay, same name. Yeah. Replace. Yep. And since I already have this open here, let me open this up in preview so I can find out where we left off. And get this ready for. Okay. I'm just gonna get this thing ready to go. Alright. Alright, so okay, so I got it all set to go for later. Yay. Alright, so AMP makes me feel old. I don't like some chef to screw the employees. Yeah. You know, the thing is you're gonna understand that's the problem with corporate America. When is corporate America not screwed its employees? Come on, be honest. Corporate America screws their employees a lot. Think about this. Even Elon Musk, he pays his employees now $15 an hour, which is fantastic. You know, it makes sense to pay them 15 hours an hour, and because he realizes that the federal minimum wage sucks. It's like $7.25 an hour. You know what I hear sucks even worse? Is what they pay people on Social Security disability. $795 a month for Social Security disability on SSI. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You talk about having a federal minimum wage, okay, and it turns out that people in SSI make less than the federal minimum wage. There should be a minimum wage on Social Security disability. Think about, because look, what are they assuming? For $794, we're living in our parents' houses or in our parents' basements. I mean, I'm lucky because I get this as DI because I have some work history. Plus, I'm a disabled adult child. My father put me on his work record, so I make more than that. But that's not the point here. You can't get an apartment for $794 a month. I don't understand the logic, because all right, let's see. Let's figure out how much would that be a month if I was to calculate by hourly wage. So let me get my calculator out on the screen here on the dashboard. I'll just use BC. It's faster. It's faster. Okay. So if I take, you want to see? Let me show you BC. BC is a program that exists in Linux, and of course, it's available on the Mac as well. You can use it to calculate things. And like, whoa, what did you just move? Just move the screen. Nah, I know. Alright, so let me go to BC here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Alright, so window capture. Make sure it's showing the right window capture. I'm going to show you this. Alright, so I'm going to go to window. Oops, what did I just click on? Just clicked on the taskbar. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Alright. So this is the program called BC. Now BC is a very nice, simple program. Okay. So the idea is, if I was working 40-hour week. Okay. Now remember, how many hours? We said weeks, right? So let's say, so that's what, 280 hours. So if I take 794 and I divide it by 240 hours, it's $3 an hour. You're expecting me or people on SSI to live on $3 an hour for 4 weeks of 40 hours a week. That's insane. That's way below the federal minimum wage. Now, if there was, let's say, $7.25. Okay, let's say this out. $7.25. Multiply it by. There's a multiply key on here. Oh, there it is. 240 hours. I think I forgot the decimal point somewhere. 7.25 times 240 hours. That's $1,740. Now, yeah, that seems pretty high, considering that most people work part-time jobs. But, so let's say you work 30 hours a week times 4 weeks, that's 120 hours. Okay, so that's close to the right. So 7.25 times 120 hours. That's 870. 870. It's better, but it still kind of sucks, okay? And it's not even that great of a deal. Okay, so it's. You gotta be kidding me. And you wonder why people feel so frustrated. Are you calculating based on 60 hours a week? No, 40. Calculated based on 40 hours a week for full time and 30 hours a week for part time. You have 4 weeks. Okay, I made a mathematical mistake because you're right. 280 hours versus I calculated by 240. So now the thing is $17 or $1,700 or $100 a month. It federal minimum wage for a 40-hour week job. Yeah, I know that's a pretty shitty job, but the point is today you can't even find an apartment for $700. Never mind trying to pay electric, your gas, your phone, your food. $7, $795 a month, $794 a month is ridiculous. So that's one of the reasons why Bernie Sanders wants Social Security reform to increase the amount of money. I agree with it 100%. Bang on. However, the thing is, well, I figured it for 4 weeks because after all, you have to compare apples to apples here, which is take $794, assuming you're working a 40-hour week. Assuming you have days off, that you would be paying 240 hours for, 40-hour week times 4 weeks. Actually, it should be 160. You're right. I made a mistake. Oops. Okay. Still, you can calculate it out, though, if you really want. So take 794 divided by, 160 hours. It's even worse. And it's still way below the minimum wage. I don't understand why Social Security thinks you can live on that if you're an SSI. You're screwed. There's no way. Right. I know, I made a mistake. Okay, let me recalculate that. Okay, I'm not going to pull... Yeah, I can pull the brochure. Okay. Alright, so let me go back and pull up this again. I'll just do it on... Well, see here. Just make it easy, okay? Based on 160 BC, if I take 794 divided by 140 hours, it's $5 an hour. Still below poverty. Still below minimum wage. So now at 725, 7.25 times 760 hours for the gross wages is $1,160. Now, that is a far cry from 794. Okay, that is big difference. in numbers. I mean, that's huge. Okay. Yeah. And that's a huge difference. And people are getting screwed. Welcome to America and the world. Yes, they are, AFC. Absolutely. Too early for this. Can we move on? Absolutely. It is Monday, as I said. It's quite now. It's moderately cool outside, so it's not bad. Rusty's realizing I've been kind of chillax, so he hasn't necessarily been coming up here on camera too much trying to comfort me, but that doesn't mean I don't miss my kitty coming up here. Because he is... Well, I'll show you where the cat is. He's actually laying over in the corner right now. Yeah, I think that'd be more exciting. Everybody likes the kitty scenes. Yay, kitty cat. Of course, unfortunately, the camera doesn't reach all the way over, but where's my main magic webcam? Okay, I gotta turn this son of a bitch on. Duh. Jeez. You'd think that my... Uh-huh. Alright, so let's see if I can show you the kitty. Let's see if I can get the kitty in the screen. It's kind of hard to get him because he's not over in the corner. I can't really see him because he's over there in the corner. I can barely see him. Oh, anyway, you probably can see the orange blob over there. They were the... Yeah, that's Rusty over there in the corner, sleeping away over there. He's in a good mood, but he has been staying... He comes with me, lays with me at night and stuff for a bit this morning and gave me a good morning hello and kissy kissy. And then, of course, I ended up basically going, okay, fine, we're up, you know. Yeah, that's Rusty for you. Everybody likes Rusty. Everybody likes the kitty. Good cat. It's hot down here. Oh, it's hot down there, even to go outside. Yeah. People are getting screwed. Welcome to America and the world. Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, Rusty, come on over here. Yeah, I see you. He's like, nah, I'm hiding in the corner. It's just cool over there because the air conditioner. You can feel the air conditioner coming in from underneath the door. Yeah, he's a good cat. He's a Taurus cat. Like all Tauruses, he's loyal, but he's lazy. Just like the human man that lays in my bed right now. But oh well. Nothing against Taurus. I have nothing against Taurus. I'm Virgo anyway. So the thing is, they like it comfortable. Then when they relax, they chillax, they stretch out. And Rusty certainly stretched out and enjoying himself this morning. And so we're seeing a lot of things going on right now. By the way, have you checked out our online store? Because I'm asking because we don't have a lot there. And also, if you sign up for our Patreon, you can listen to the replays of Silvermoon Radio AM 1610, which means that you can catch up with the radio show. And we all know everybody loves a good radio show, right? Yeah. So, absolutely a good way to go. You can listen to AM 1610. You can check out the news, check out the sport, all the kind of fun stuff. Yeah. So you're gonna read the book? Yeah. Is that a problem? No. Okay. That's good. Because I'm glad that you don't have a problem if we read the book. You said about He's still got about another 30 minutes to go before you read the book. Yeah, I know. I'm just getting it ready so I don't have to worry about forgetting to switch it on. Ooh. Okay. Preview. Okay. Alright, so I just got that all set for later on. So I can catch up with it. And gotta run now, Michelle. Have a good day. Thank you, FC. I'll see you in a little bit. So Monica will be here, she said, a little later on right now. She is in the middle of her appointment with her doctor. She probably is ending shortly her telemed appointment. So theoretically, when she can, she will be on the show. And some people have asked me why I don't do multiple shows in a day anymore. And the reason, as I said, is we only get so many notifications. And instead of wasting our notifications just squandering them away and not having any real content to show on those notifications, we save them for times when we need to really mention some late breaking news or stuff. One of them is that a representative, which was a former White House physician from Texas, has said that he believes Joe Biden needs to have a cognitive health exam because he thinks, based on his last town hall, that he's losing his mind. I have to agree with him on this. Okay? And I don't understand why the Democratic Party and the Republican Party as well keep putting these old geezers in there. Why do they keep putting these older guys? They get older and older and older each presidency. I think that as much as I appreciate Donald Trump, I'm going to say the same thing I would have said about Joe Biden. Mr. Trump, with all due respect, don't run. Okay? Just as I thought that Joe Biden was too old, I think you're too old too. Even though you still have quite cognitive and you still clearly have got all your faculties, the truth is the presidency is getting to be a place for the old geezers. I think we need to get younger presidential blood in there and you start with a newer, younger generation. However, I do think that what is going on in this country by the based on what I'm seeing with the younger people doing, I don't know if a younger presidential can't. Monica's ready to join. Let's get her on here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing all right. How are you? What did the doctor say?
Oh, just the usual. Just a follow-up appointment for all my medications.
Okay. Well, so at least as far as he can tell, so with telemed, it's probably just recommending you take something like Pepto-Bismol or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know what's going on with my stomach right now. I haven't changed my medications or anything recently, so
Right.
maybe it was the crazy drinking I was doing for a little while. I don't know.
Yeah, Ed did that one time, and the last few days Ed has not been drinking at all. So because
Has he
he
been
can't
feeling kind
afford
of
to, you know.
right? Has he been feeling kind of run down too?
So like I told you, is theoretically speaking, eBay should pay him when the package arrives at the customer's
Right.
location. And
Okay.
I don't know if they normally what the normal policy would be, but I think by law they have to pay him because he did make a sale. Obviously,
Yeah,
they're going to
I agree.
subtract out his seller's fees and taxes and all that, but
Yeah.
other than that, they have to pay him his just dessert. Okay,
Yeah.
even if it
Yep.
means even if that means that the accounts payable has to cut him a check.
I agree, Michelle. I don't think that you should have to do anything further to help him. It's really his problem, not yours.
There's nothing I can really do to help him either.
Mm-mm.
and there's nothing he can really do. So his hands are tied. My hands are tied. I did add some more to the novella. I didn't get a chance to send you the latest update, but I can
That's
send
okay.
it to you now if you want to see it.
Yeah, I
But we'll
heard
be reading
you
some of
saying.
it in the last half hour of the show. So,
Yeah, I heard you were saying you were gonna get on and start reading it at 10. So, or sorry, noon your time.
yeah. So what I'll do is let me send this to you.
Okay.
I'm only going to send it to you, though. I'm not going to send it to everybody. Okay.
I know.
Documents. Let's see. Trip to Silvermoon. Okay. Trip to Silvermoon by Amtrak. Hit open. Make sure it's the PDF. Yes. Okay. So now that's uploaded. You have a copy of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And we're going to read some more of the chapter in a little bit because it's still got about another. It's not 11 o'clock yet. And I figured that instead of basically bringing this up this early, I figure we'll bring it up closer to near the end of the show and read maybe about 20 minutes of it.
Okay.
So that way people can hear some of it and they don't have to feel like they're going to miss out. But at the same time, there's enough there to easily make a couple shows. And we did change one of the scenes a little bit where we made it into an open food court and we also explained a little bit about the weather of Silvermoon, aka Questless, why it's
Okay.
always a nice autumn like day in
Oh,
Questless.
cool.
So I talked about the weather and how the sun will affects the weather.
Oh, cool. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Might also answer a lot of questions too, because people have really didn't really understand how that works with the weather. You know.
Yeah.
So I just got done, talking to FC. He was here for a little bit, and Johnny's
Yeah.
here, I believe. And so there are people here right now.
They're just not chatting. Ollie was here.
Yeah. Yeah. There's 6
Craig
people on right
Senior
now.
was here for a little bit. Yeah, it's Monday.
Craig
Monday
Senior is
seems
here.
to be
Yeah,
your
it's
slow day.
Monday.
Monday seems to be your slow day.
Yeah, Monday seems to be my slow day. That doesn't surprise me.
Yep, it doesn't surprise me either. Mondays are the slowest day.
Even I don't even like getting up on Monday mornings because I didn't get much sleep because it was tucking my ear off last night. And of course I couldn't sleep that well, so I worked a little bit on my novella and I said to him, I said, what would you do if I decided to just come and go to bed right after the show? He said, well, we gotta go to the soup kitchen, we need food. I'm like, yeah, I know. If it's food I can eat, that is. If it's food like that contain mayonnaise, I can't eat it. So I end up basically having to just get you your 2 meals. The unofficial Chris Bliss is here too.
Oh, okay. I like unofficial Chris Bliss.
Yeah.
He doesn't come in a whole lot. It's nice to see him in.
So let me ask the audience who heard me read the story last Saturday. What
Okay,
did you
if they're all here.
What did you think of it from listening to it? I mean, I haven't changed the rating any. It's still I'm just adding on to where I left off. But basically, for the audience now, all the audience, what did you think of the story so far? By the way, Michelle did talk to Michaela because Michaela helps Jovia at the bar of the Wayfarer Rest because now Jovia went back and got her liquor license renewed. So, and of course, now they got a modern Hobart LX16 dishwasher. LXI 16 dishwasher. I didn't say the model, but you can figure it's the commercial front loading version of the Hobart dishwashers.
Okay.
Which actually is a pretty cool thing to have around. For those of you who don't know, commercial dishwashers are I wasn't here for that. Well, we'll have to continue on, but if you listen to the last of the show from last Saturday, you can hear the beginning of the
Get caught up.
story.
Yep.
We're going to try to continue where we left off and try to find the right place where we left off. And so anyway, we were calculated briefly this morning how much money the person on Social Security disability makes at $794 a month if it was based on an hourly wage based on a 40-hour a week job. Only $5 an hour.
Jeez.
Compared that with $7.25 for the federal minimum wage now.
Yeah. Oh wow.
This is ridiculous. Like I
It
said,
is.
that they don't
Yep,
pay
it
us enough
is.
money. I don't even
No, I
understand. I
agree.
don't even understand their logic behind this. Why they're doing this? I mean, who came up with these numbers? I mean, sure, back in 1985, $5 an hour was pretty
The
much
minimum
standard
wage.
minimum wage.
Yeah, I think it was like $5.10 in '86.
Yeah, 5.10. Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, that's not much.
No, and everything else is.
Even federal
And now
minimum
they
wage is
want.
not much.
Now they want to give everybody like they're saying, "Oh, we should give everybody." I didn't calculate this based on the new rules that they're coming up. The Bernie Sanders wants 125% of the federal poverty line, which is $1,341 a month. So you want to calculate that? Divide 1,341 by 160 hours. I'll give you an idea of what the new hourly rate should be.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't even understand why they pay people with disabilities such a crappy amount. Chris Bliss says hello to you.
I know, I saw it. I said hello to him first.
Yeah. Well, let me quickly calculate it out for those of you who really want to know the burning question about life. Okay. All right, let's do that. Okay, so let's go into the calculator on my computer here, and I go in $1,341, which is 125% of the federal poverty line, divided by 160 hours. It's $8 an hour. Still too low. Make it higher. Make it $15 an hour. No, wait. Make it easy. Let's make it $10 an hour. Come on. $1,400 a month? That would be about right. Is that what it is? $1,600 a month. Yeah, $1,600 a month, folks. Minimum wage at $10 an hour. They should be paying people on Social Security the same minimum wage that they pay for an employee. What if they want to go part-time? 30 hours a month? Okay, let's see. 30 hours a week times 4 weeks is 120 hours times $10 an hour is $1,200. Yeah. Okay. But at least that's close. Even that's closer to right. You know what I'm saying?
Like yeah, they just got to give you guys more money, period, and I think that you guys would be happier with more whatever you got. That's more as long as it's more than $5. It's got to be like $150, $200, $250. It's got to be a substantial increase to help offset things.
Like Bernie Sanders said, it should be at least 100% of the federal poverty line, which is $1,007 a month. Trust me, that would be a nice start, but then they talked about increasing SSD to 125% of the federal poverty line, which they came up with to be $1,341 a month. I get close to that. I get 1,334.
But that's because you're on the
My
disabled
father put me
adult
on his
child.
record as a disabled adult child. Right, exactly.
Right. So you would get more. You would get what your father gives you plus the SSD increase.
Plus, because I had my own SSD. Yeah, because I already had my own record. I don't get SSI anymore. But because I make more than what SSI would have paid.
Right.
I mean, I know some people would say, well, gee, you're doing good, so why do you need an increase? Well, why do you think I'm working right now?
Yeah.
Of course I need more. I gotta pay bills, you know?
Everybody always needs more, Michelle.
Yeah.
But what they expect you guys to live on is a joke, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, in
know
1986, you could do it, but not anymore.
Well, if you had subsidized housing, it would help a ton, but you don't have that option. So,
but even subsidized housing isn't really that great either when you think about it.
I don't know. My
Considering most
stepdaughter, when she was
subsidized
on
housing is, depending on the location, could be just as bad as not having any housing at all, because it could be drugs and crime and.
Right, but you're an adult. And you don't need to get involved in that. You know, you can put extra locks on your doors. I'm just saying, when my stepdaughter had subsidized housing, she paid $25 a month rent.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty low. What's your neighborhood like, though?
It's a good care management neighborhood. It's managed. Got security.
Oh, that's good. So they pay good money for security and cameras, and it's gated. Is it gated community?
Yeah. No, it's not gated. It just has some security. Some people that are in the office 24/7.
Yeah.
They have some cameras. They have, the police patrol it.
Oh,
But
by the
it's
way,
not
don't worry.
bad.
That's one thing we got to remember: is Amazon is paying their employees a minimum wage of $15 an hour.
And there's a lot of companies that are doing that.
Yes,
I was
there
making
is.
that at Bed Bath and Beyond when I left there.
In other words, they're beating the federal government to the punch. They said, "No, we're going to give you $15 an hour. Screw this." So of course the employees were happy.
Yeah. Well, Amazon can afford to. They have the corner on the market, and it's so funny because remember when they used to only sell books?
Yeah, I remember they used to only sell books when they first started out.
Yep, they were a book place.
Yeah, they were pretty good for that. Books. Now it's become a giant online hypermarket.
It's like Walmart online.
You can get groceries now.
Yep.
You can get food. They may even have their own pharmacy.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
They probably do. Don't
my
dismiss
pharmacy's
the possibility.
changing this. They're shutting down my pharmacy that I go to and sending everybody over to another pharmacy because even the healthcare industry is getting hit with in the economy. I've been going to this pharmacy for 12 years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My medical doctor told me that he had to move his practice because he couldn't afford to keep it at the current office he was in.
Yep.
And so they decided, the pro-health physicians decided to consolidate everybody into one office.
Yep.
I don't know if you're part of pro-health physicians or not.
No, we have Intermountain Healthcare out here, is who my doctor is. And the cool thing about my pharmacy was I've been there for 12 years. I call them up. I say, "This is Monica." "Oh, hi. I'm checking on a prescription." "Okay, for you, Dave, Jessica, or Joe." They just know. You know what I mean? Because I've been there that long.
Right. Same thing with Beacon. My pharmacy in Winston called Beacon.
Yeah, but I have to go to a whole new one now. And now some of them lost their jobs because of the company they're going to could only open up so many positions for people. And this is all across the Intermountain West where this medical company is.
You know what's funny though is you hear in the news that these companies are saying is look, guys, we are looking for people to fill positions, but no one's interested.
I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard that too, and I don't know why.
That begs the question: And here's the question. Why?
Yeah.
That's the question. There must be a reason. And I don't think it's just a reason that they all excusably say, because they can get more staying at home doing nothing.
Some can, some can't.
That's ending, guys. It's ending in September.
Yeah.
So, means that people are going to have to start going back to work fast.
I know that name, Gianni, Jeff Bezos, but why do I know that name? I'm not 100% sure who that is.
He owns Amazon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He also owns SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, does he own Virgin Mobile too? Or is that somebody else?
I think no, isn't that Elon Musk? No.
Elon Musk, okay. Right.
No, I don't think that's anyway, but yeah.
That's right. Elon Musk owns SpaceX, doesn't he? What one does Bezos own? He owns one too.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, he took a flight in his own rocket just about a week or two ago.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it in chat briefly. Went up and came down just fine.
It looked like a male organ.
Yes, well, you know, they all do.
Yes, they do. Unfortunately, when it comes to rockets, they all look the same pretty much. Especially when they got the SRBs on the side, right?
It's all phallical, but I think even if women were to design them, they'd have to be somewhat phallical anyway, but just because of what they're intended to do.
Yeah. How come no one ever designed a saucer yet?
Well, because they just can't figure it out.
You ever see those kids' toys? They had those like little slingshots that would fling little discs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's your rocket launcher.
Yeah, there you go.
A full-size version of that powered by big giant dynamite sticks.
Yeah.
Bam! That sounds like something Wile E. Coyote would make.
Oh, yes, it does.
And then he he accidentally has a saucer smash into a mountain. Holding him aside and going, oh shit.
Oh, I loved Wile E. Coyote. He was so funny.
Yeah, I watched almost every one of them.
Yep. I remember one time I was in the hospital. I had to have my tonsils out, and I was in the hospital next to a lady who had her gallbladder stones removed or something.
Yeah.
And I was watching, and she said, "Monica, can you please turn that down? I can just hear it. It's making me laugh, and it hurts so bad."
Yeah, I always felt like the Roadrunner. Meep. Yep. I have to think back at all the times that we had all the bad people on the channel. It's kind of funny, just like all the Wile E. Coyotes. It did eventually wear me down a bit, but then they never actually caught up with me. Not really.
Yeah.
I'm sure even the Roadrunner probably says, do we have to go through this every day? I love the one with the painted roadway one. That was fun. He paints the roadway into a side of a mountain, and the roadrunner goes to meep. And of course, Wile E. Coyote was going, what the heck?
What?
So then he runs through it and smash.
The Roadrunner just moved so fast, he just went right up it. Yeah. But the Earth is flat. So he actually didn't.
So you had your tonsils taken out as an adult.
No, but I was older. They couldn't figure out. They thought I had allergies. My adenoids were huge, and they're not supposed to be huge.
Oh yeah.
And so they just decided to take them out. And while they were there, they grabbed my tonsils.
Did you get to eat lots of ice cream, or was that only for the kids?
Oh yeah. No, I was like 12 or 13, but yeah, I got lots of ice cream.
Oh, the ice cream you could want, huh?
Yep.
Hey, I'll take another dish of that vanilla.
Yeah, and pudding vanilla was my favorite. I used to love vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, I actually still eat a lot of vanilla. I eat chocolate lover's passion too, but the vanilla is one I really like is the chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh, okay. I like cookies and cream.
Yeah. Cookies and cream ain't bad either. So, I mean, but the thing is that it's just about time. We're gonna get started with the book. Yeah, we could start with reading the book. You gonna show it on the screen like you did last time? Absolutely. But I'm gonna ask Monica now. Obviously, you probably had more chance to read through more of the book. So what do you think the book needs to change, if anything?
Can you?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Okay. So, what is there anything in the book that you personally think needs to be changed or amended to?
I don't. I like the book the way it is myself, but I know you, and everything that I know about you is coming through in the book, and I think I love it. That's why I love it.
Yeah, well, that's because I wrote it that way. Of course.
Exactly.
So let's get to the book, guys. Let's get to that book. Also, we're going to be trying to work on getting the Costless Times radio serial started. That would be something that we're going to work on the pilot episode, which will be on the Discord as a radio serial. They'll probably be during one of the Silvermoon radio shows. But we really still need to come up with somebody with the sound effects, though.
Yeah, we can probably figure some out, though. You can probably find them somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, the sound effects can be added sound, but that's what soundboards are good for, guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what soundboards should really
so
be
what do
used
you
for.
So what do you think with the way my hair, my ears look today? By the way, I'm gonna take my ears off, headphones off.
Did you get your hair done?
Okay, so what do you think with the way my hair came out today in the ears?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You like it so much. It looks so cute.
I love them too. Even the Dimitri Pruden said he likes the ears the way they look on me too. He said they really look good on you. They look really natural. He said I'm impressed, and so I asked him for the website for his store. So I posted it to you.
Okay, yeah, I've got it.
And I just show some of his stuff, and he does have ears that are smaller that could be Vulcan-sized ears that you asked about.
I'll take a look. I wasn't feeling good yesterday, so I didn't pick up my phone hardly at all.
Yeah.
I just rested.
Yeah. Rusty's fine, by the way. Rusty is sitting over in the corner near the pedal camera, snoozing. Like old Taurus, he's lazy, but he's happy.
Yep, and you're not stressed, so he's not worried.
Right, so he's not worried. It's just like Ed. Ed's also crashed.
Well,
people don't realize that we take turns sleeping on the bed and stuff. All right, so let's get the story where we left off. Okay, so we talked about. Well, wait, this easily could have been chapter of my let's see, we mentioned Patty. Okay, we'll continue. I agree to both CRISPR work in the years and natural techniques. The kneecap. We threw CRISPR for tendon regenerations and it didn't affect me too much. The tendons would just grow where the broken ones were. I don't know how it was done other than Michaela knocked me out cold with a spell. And I woke up in Valenia's bed. I had lots of ouchies, no casts, no stitches, but oh boy, I hurt. At the knee and around the ears. Valenia looked at me. This would be a great time to improve on your ability. We need a compress. She quickly made some ice and placed it on my swollen knee. I noticed my kneecap was back in its right place. Rusty was transported over and he laid on the foot of the bed with Valenia's two female tabby cats laying next to him. Clearly, he was having a good time here. We took turns making ice. I got my skills up, however, she was still better at it. It takes time, trust me, she said as she made a few more small blocks. You're doing better. I could do some walking to the bathroom with my walker and going slow. It was better than the last time I broke my damn knee. I could stand properly now, but still have limited mobility. Lenny nodded. That will improve with time. We both watched some of my older live streams. She nodded. You can do them here, although with our data rate, it may be more difficult to get a great picture out. Doing your video logs or vlogs, as you call them, would be much easier. Let's just say it was a fun few weeks. My ears did grow to be very nicely shaped and looked good. My knee grew back to tendons and was walking around with no problems. Not a question: how do I leave? Do I leave or stay? 5 weeks ago, I came to do a review of the Amtrak Railway, and like so much in my life, got sidelined into something more. I like this community, and I really wanted to become a citizen of it. The medical visa was going to lapse in 2 weeks, and I knew I would have to apply for standard working visa or take the train home. There was nothing in it for me to stay in Winstead. I found a better home with a nice woman who made me a happy person. There was work here for me in technical writing and consultation, whereas Winstead, all I had was my YouTube channel and my disability income. The Cinderai don't have disability income, or so I thought. For those that could not learn magic or sorcery, they are considered disabled. I was a sorceress with a growing skill set. I could also stay with an educational visa, which would mean that I will have to go to Sunstrider Isle and take the courses what all mages are required to do. That could take 10 years. I am 53 years old, human female, which means I would be 63 when fully certified. Valeni explained that if I did stay here, that I would age slower. The slower aging affected everything. Even Rusty was looking younger. I know my publisher was chomping at the bit for the finished review. I wrote it and sent it along. Now I am free to talk about the other things that piqued my curiosity. Let's start with the fact that Michaela could see I had two souls. While she did not talk to Lumi, Valenia and Lumi and I spent many nights in chat. Valenia confirmed that Michaela could see the two souls, but didn't bring it up for several reasons. The first is that some people with two souls don't want to think that they have two souls. Blame it on the modern psychiatric professionals and their limited understanding of people with two souls. So many see it as abnormal. To be honest, for me, having Lumi in my life is just as normal as breathing. If I were only a single soul, my life would be truly lonely. Another reason is that how do you explain how it works? You and your second soul partner work together. It's just like it isn't like a competition where one boots out the other and seizes control. That, unfortunately, isn't very good for either one. It totally disrupts one's life. Again, the doctors call this dissociative identity disorder, and as you can guess, it isn't a good thing. Another thing that puzzled me is the fact that Silvermoon, I am becoming more youthful and full of energy. Nothing wrong with that. Many 53-year-old people wish that they could be as active as a teenager. A Cinderella at 53 is a teenager, at best I can guess. They would be about 18 years old in human scale. That is a scary thought. That is a scary thought. When I have to go through puberty all over again? What about Rusty? How does this affect him? He's 17. Actually, really, Rusty's actually 7, but yeah, let's just dramatize it for the buck. He's not that old. But anyway, he acts like he's a 5-year-old cat. When I brought Valenia to the U.S. as my partner, would she die of old age? As I can see it, she's 140 years old. So let's do the maths. She looks and acts like she's 35 years old in human aging. I would not mind looking and acting like 35 years old. I don't know if there's a way to set an age limit. I will need to research that. The Cinderai have been training human mages to do portals. I don't think they give them full mage training. A Cinderai's training is more thorough. Their training on the Sunstrider Isle is more of offensive and defensive skills training. Azeroth is a dangerous place, and there isn't police everywhere or the ability to call for emergency services. You needed to fight or you are dead. Valenia has shared some of the Frost Mage training to make ice bolts both offensive and defensive uses. This is not even part of the human mage skill set. I want to learn more about than this, which means either go to Sunstrider Isle or an equivalent 18-year-old and go back to school in the required apprenticeship, which I actually would enjoy, or go to Earth and hire a certified Cinderai while coping with a 53-year-old human aches and pains. How many get to have a second teenage experience? I am so tempted to do this, yet there's another annoying issue. I am the North American Snow Queen. I need to be in the U.S. during this December through March. If I did a full Cinderai training as a mage, I would not have the time to return to my work. That would mean I would have to give the throne to another person. I never did find a substitute, so I basically would be out of a job as I would have to abdicate my throne. I busted my tail for this job since 2011, and I like my work. Let me agree, it was a real pickle of a dilemma. I needed to find the answers fast, as I only had 2 months left of my medical visa. We got a slight typo there, because if you got 2 weeks versus 2 months, which is it? I ended up making it saying it was 2 months. Okay, gotta change the weeks to months. Okay, fine. This is a rough draft, guys. So I needed to talk to Michele. She was the only healer I knew that spoke English fluently. I didn't know her cell phone number, and my phone doesn't have a roaming agreement with Silvermoon, so it was useless. I walked to her home at the inn she lived with her wife Jovia. I walked to the inn and asked for Michele. Jovia, a pretty brown-haired older Cinderai of around 170, told me she was in the United States for the week. She said she might be able to answer some of my questions, as she was originally a holy priest in her youth. Glad to have at least someone that could give me some answers. I asked about the aging issue. She looked at me with surprise. You don't know? All of us benefit from the sunwell. The sunwell is what keeps us healthy and young, she said in a accented English. Every mana worm or drink our local water that is infused with the energy of the sunwell. If we carry mana crystals, we can keep some of the energy with us as we travel. You can make a necklace of mana crystals, like the amulet you already wear. You can even put a crystal in the hole in the center. It would look absolutely stunning. Let me get a few crystals for you to see what we can create. She ran upstairs and came back 10 minutes later with 3 glowing orbs. They were almost all the same size. One was just a little smaller and did fit into my amulet's center hole with a snug fit. Needs some adhesive to stay in place. I do have some compatible adhesive. She showed me the 2-part clear epoxy. I train as a jewelry crafter, so I have the skills to properly make this stay securely. Ideally, we need a setting. Unfortunately, your amulet lacks that. Unless you will the setting on, which would clearly destroy its original beauty, we have to make do with clear epoxy. I thanked her for her help, as I wanted to know if there was a way to prevent getting too young. She shook her head. Not really. Why would you want to give up the opportunity to start a new youth? You can still be with Valenia. No one would give a damn. Go to Sunstrider Isle and take advantage of this time to do your full training and apprenticeship. As for your existing job, just ask your mother goddess to find a substitute, or let Magistra Arona know that you're going to need 3 months off from training each year. I am sure she would be willing to work within your schedule. 9 months in training and 3 months off isn't really that big of a deal. Millennia was in the U.S. for the month. I had the whole apartment to myself. Rusty and the two girl cats, Alex and Cleo, were all snuggling up to each other. My cat was having a good time here. I wanted to talk to Millennia about what Joby had said. I looked at the clock and confirmed that she may be busy, but perhaps I can get a Skype call in. I sat down at the Mac Mini and called her. She answered, but had little time to talk, as she was between meetings. I mentioned what Joby had suggested. She thought it was feasible, and told me to go to Sunstrider Isle to talk to Magister Arona directly. She was one of the major trainers of the Sunspire. It wasn't too far to walk, and I could be there in about 30 minutes if I stuck with the main roads. She told me that she did miss me, and that she wanted to see if she could come home earlier. I agreed that it was pretty lonely here, too. She did confirm that she did have some mana crystals in a little satchel, more like a little change purse. She found the modification of my Earth Harmony amulet quite well done. Joby did a fantastic job. The crystal looks so proper in the center. I like the look, she said as she was shuffling papers. I have to go now. Do talk to Magister Arona and let me know how it went. One word of warning. Once you leave the city, you're going to be up against predators. Please remember what I taught you. Don't be afraid to defend yourself. Best to stay on the main paths. I nodded. I will do the best I can. It's all I can do. I mumbled as I signed off. My mind was racing with the revelations that it was going to have to face predators just to get mage training. If I had the knowledge, I could have conjured a portal to the Sunspire and be done with it. Sadly enough, I didn't, so I was going to have to go on foot and fend for myself. I knew Azeroth was dangerous, but I was not aware of just how dangerous it could be. I looked at what I had in the apartment. I was a mage, an unprepared mage. Only skill I had was frostbolt and the ability to make hail in the snowstorms. I needed a blade. I looked around me. There was a large vegetable knife in the kitchen. The blade was a bit dull. Good point on it, though. Good for stabbing, not good for slicing. I did find her whetstone and was able to hone it to a much better sharpness. What about defensive armor? She was like me, a frost mage. Nothing really fantastic in her closet. She had bracers and leggings and a heavy cloth cloak. I grabbed those. Better than going in a cotton top. These were wool and itchy as hell, but I could put them over my own clothing. I left the apartment, locked the door behind me, and walked over to Falcon Wing Square via the grand entrance. There was no train at the station, and it was between the rivals, so I took a risky shortcut crossing the tracks. I finally got to Falcon Wing Square and turned on the dawning lane. I could see some of the dangers below me on the bridge. Looked like teenage thugs, and they were fighting other Cinderai who were doing their best to defeat them. I'm just gonna okay. Sadly, a few failed and died. The thugs didn't loot them, but clearly they could have. Something in my mind told me to watch my steps. I had a gut feeling it would not be a cakewalk to get to the Sunspire. I was not to be disappointed as the angry feral tender started chasing me and clubbing me with its branches. I was able to use my frostbolt to defeat it, but it was only going to work for so long. A few more showed up. I chose to free them in place and go after the one that was actively trying to kill me. I gave some nasty hits. I had bruising on my arms, which had limited protection. It was a tough, big tree-like bastard. Over and over, frostbolt after frostbolt, I was getting tired. The sign that I was almost out of mana. Mana is your energy reserves. Once gone, you are going to need to eat and drink. I brought several small breads and a few water bottles. I was down to the knife. I slashed and stabbed over and over. I was dripping in sweat and some of my own blood. It seemed like forever before it fell dead. Those I froze in death place were beginning to break free. I had enough mana to refreeze them one time and run out of harm's way. Dress my injuries and eat, which I did. Sadly, the big attacker smashed my glasses, and they were totally ruined. I was still able to fight as I have enough sight to fight without them. Everything was more blurry, and that was an uncomfortable part of my life. I don't wear my glasses at home, so I was used to having limited sight. Refreshed. I'm going to lose my place here. Okay. I carried on. Things went well until a spring paw lynx attacked me. Now we're not talking rogue plants, but a living, breathing cat. All I could imagine was a giant and angry Rusty. He ripped into my cloak with his big claws, and he was ferocious. I had no choice. Too close for a breastbolt. I had to ram the knife into his gut. The scream was horrible, the gush of blood, then the entrails. He fell in a slump. I looked at his dead form. Sorry, kitty. Maybe someday we can meet under happier circumstances. I was saddened that I had to take the life of a living creature. However, in retrospect, he was thinking the same thing. I kill him, or he kills me. Putting my hand into his cold forehead, I wished him a safe journey to wherever they go. Go home, I whispered. I gathered up my things and walked on. I didn't have any other counters as I finally walked to the Sunspire. I asked for Magistrate Arona, and I had a meeting with her. Before I could even introduce myself, she was reading my own file. She also had ways to observe how I fought on the way to her. She looked pleased with how I handled the dangers. You did very well in self-defense, she sighed when she saw me speak to the dead cat. I am sure you will meet his spirit someday. The lynxes were our pets. A few had gone feral and started attacking innocent people. Your approach was the best you could do. I don't think you would be just a good mage. You could be a warrior or maybe even a druid. She looked like she was becoming ill. We don't have druids, so that means only 2 choices of training. What about learning both? Why not a mage and a warrior as one? I asked as I sat on the bench next to her. Why no druids? I love the natural world and I do my best to live in harmony with it. She sighed. To learn both classes at the same time would take you twice as long. However, you do have skills in both that could be an asset in itself. She shrugged. We don't train druids due to historical reasons. I am sure you know of our back history. We are magic users. We live on the power of magic. Our forebears were nature lovers. The druid class would be a throwback to our forebears, the Cinderai. That would be a slap in the face. She looked at me sadly. I wish I could have trained you as a druid. There is something special in how you spoke to the corpse of the lynx. I found it touching, and yes, I did cry a few tears. Maybe someday you will learn that skill set. I nodded as I sighed. It's just something I feel. I don't know why. I feel like that. I love what I do on Earth as the North American Snow Queen. I love cold and ice and winter. However, I love all life. I would do anything to protect all life, especially innocent life. The lynx was not innocent. He had a strong desire to kill me. I had to kill him. It still saddens me, however. She nodded. You did well, and you did not emotionally fall apart after you knifed him with your kitchen knife. You calmly paid your respects and moved on. That is an admirable trait. Your frost mage workings are fairly well done. You used a bit much frostbolt on one feral tender. However, you did much better than many others who have faced the same challenge. She looked at me. You want to serve Questless. You are willing to give up your allegiance to the U.S., yet you are the North American Snow Queen. You need from December 20th to March 22nd of each year in your own realm. She started walking around me in the park. This is so unusual a situation. You have one foot in our world, and yet another foot in your home world. Let's not forget you have traits of a druid, a warrior, and a mage. Something deep in my gut tells me you will become all three. She looked truly pained at the word druid. My gut, in addition, tells me to give you a chance to prove yourself. Come back to me when your medical visa expires, and we'll begin your training. I thanked her as I got up on the bench. Thank you. I am honored to be here to learn from you and the others at Sunstar Out. As I walked back to Silvermoon, I was reviewing what Magister Arona had said. I was particularly interested in what a druid was. I knew of the term referring to druid groups of Earth. I did not know how that applies to Azeroth. I was really becoming more and more curious to what it was. She mentioned the forebearers of the Cinderai. I did know some of the backstory. The Cinderai were a branch of the Calderai, or Night Elves. Their queen, Ashera, had got obsessed with magic. She got a large group of followers of her. These are known as the Highborn, as most were nobles and nobility. Royalty. She had become so obsessed with she started working with capturing demons to fuel her addiction. They started to work with a truly nasty stuff called fel. Until recently, they were still using fel. That was later replaced with another and safer source of power for the Sunwell. I don't know how that works, but the biggest problem for all Cinderai is that fel is still everywhere in the Eversong Woods and Silvermoon. One side effect is that fel turns your eyes green. My eyes are a natural gray. Nonetheless, I am not immune to it, as my eyes are slowly turning green as well. The Calderai were originally going to execute the traitorous queen. However, there was just far too many supporters. The Calderai decided to told them to go find their own land, as they were no longer welcome in the Calador, and they would need to find their own homeland. I'm going to stop there for right now. There you go. Now, what do you think about that, guys? What page is that? We are on page 13. So, okay. How many pages is there total in the book? 16. Okay. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's good, Michelle. It's really good. I like it.
How you doing, Andrew?
I like how you give us history and a little bit of backstory for those of us who don't know the backstory.
Long day, so we should be out a bit earlier tomorrow. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, people are fine. We're doing okay. And
yeah. It's just a slow Monday.
Yeah. And Andrew said, "Hey there, Monica. We were doing some interviews today. It was weird because I knew most of these people a lot. A lot of them ran over, and I just wanted to give them. Okay, I knew most of the people a lot. A few of them overran the time slot, and I just wanted to get home. I hear that. Sore butt. Okay, I get it. And of course, there's a picture of cat pointing to Rusty. Everyone, please remember to give our like and in a jar. Just cut the last part of it, Michelle. Are you definitely onto that? Did Ed quit drinking? He doesn't quit drinking, but he when times are lean, he doesn't drink. So he can stop drinking as he needs to. And he doesn't go into DTs or anything. Although he does get crabby. Just putting it bluntly. Right now, he knows that he's waiting for eBay to pay him. Once the package is delivered to the customer, they're going to have to pay him. So they're going to have to figure out how to pay him. That's nothing I can do about that. So
it can't hurt to not drink so much sometimes, but I didn't realize how hard it could be on your body.
Monica says, Skunk Ape, do you have me blocked? I couldn't see you in Coach last night. Who's Coach?
He's just another YouTuber in the Boy. He's an RV guy. And sometimes he does a really late night stream, and I was awake and went in there, and he kept talking to Skunk Ape, and I couldn't see him. I was like, maybe I'm blocked.
Yeah.
No, he never blocks anyone. Okay, they could just done my phone.
Of course, when it was like last night, Silvermoon, I ended the show early because number one, no one was listening to it. Number two, I was getting tired, and so I did try to have an impromptu live chat, but there was nobody there either. So I just said, "Fine, we'll just wrap this up." And so, Skunk Ape says they never block anybody.
Yeah, I could have been on Top Chat.
Skunk Ape says 9,500.
Yeah, that's Coates' full name. Coates 9,500.
It might have been on Top Chat. I have not seen him for ages. Speaking of Top Chat,
he gets on.
How come YouTube defaults everything to Top Chat instead of live chat? I never understood that part.
Not that it really seems much of a difference. A lot of us ask that.
I don't really know what the difference is. I mean, I don't really know what the difference is.
I don't know why. If it's a really busy
Michelle, chat, then the next thing you know, Amelia was going up. Oh, at least you got some sleep, though. That's a big plus. I didn't get much either because I ended up sleeping like 2 hours because Ed was tucking my ear off. So basically, yeah. So yeah, I gotta work on the rest of the story. I mean, I did add some more to it than where we left off. I sent you the current version of the book so you can see it.
Yep, I'll read it.
Yeah. I worked on changing one of the dining settings to more like an open outdoor food court instead of having restaurants like we have here, because I think it worked better as a food court. So, have you also people? Anybody have any ideas for the book? If they would like to suggest anything, because I mean I'm open to ideas. Doesn't mean they're going to be used, but anybody have any ideas?
That's a good question. Have the public pick something or suggest a few things. If they can't come up with anything here, they're welcome to direct message you in Discord.
Of course, they can always comment in the comment section. You know, like after the stream's over.
Yep, Michelle always reads the comments.
I'm just gonna rename the stream to something other than just put the date in there. Say live07262021. Yeah. So it was a pretty good book. It's getting longer. Finally, Michelle goes in further on. You'll find this out. Michelle goes visit Michaela at the inn, and you can see now the inn is pretty busy now with a new group of people and everything, and it's got a full bar and dining area. A lot of people. They even have a jukebox.
Oh wow!
And of course, they have a nice commercial Hobart dishwashing machine to wash dishes. for the bar.
For Sylvia's bar?
Chick, car chase, and gunfight. Converting people to what?
Oh, Andrew said a secret cult that are converting people, and I said converting them to what? Oh, converting people to disrupt the citizens of Silvermoon. Yeah.
Well, it's not really a secret. There's no real secret cult. The closest thing you get to somebody who wants to basically to derail the whole development of what Silvermoon's becoming would be the Dead Scar Preservation Society, the DSPS.
Okay.
Because right now, Michele is part of a group of people that want Silvermoon to become independents. Similar in some ways to the Scottish National Independence Party, or SNP, which is led by, is it still led by the same woman there? I forgot her name now. Well, anyway, Sturgeon. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is that even the Regency is supporting with the Michele's movement because they want to get away from the Horde as well. So, but they were always afraid that since Savannah's Windrunner used to be Cinderai, and now she's no longer considered Cinderai, she's considered Forsaken. And she's the war chief of the Horde. They're afraid that she's going to sit there and declare war on her homeland, her ex-homeland. But from when Michele talks to Michele says some very interesting things about Michele to Michele, which you'll read about. Be interesting to see how you think about that. Anyway, it's 11:33. I'm gonna do meals and feed again. Because, like Ed pointed out to me, he says the refrigerator is getting kind of empty. I'm like, yeah. So,
maybe he shouldn't keep you up all night talking then.
I don't know who Patrick Duffy is.
Dallas. Bobby Ewing.
Okay. Oh, Bobby Ewing. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how that would actually fit into the story. But I can tell you what, in a couple of chapters, we haven't even gotten to the training yet, but in a couple chapters, you're going to see the great showdown between Michele and Savannah's Windrunner. Now, remember, she already crushed her wrists, so those wrists are still broken. So Savannah's can't do half the stuff that she used to do. But there's a lot of hatred between Michele and Savannah's Windrunner, as we already saw in the Quathless Times. See, all these books tie together. So basically, this kind of continues on where the radio serial left off. So, just interesting to think about. Let's see how many people are watching right now. I don't know. It's almost time to get ready to get going. Yeah. Right now we're down to 4 people. Viewership.
It's a Monday though, Michele. It's slow on Monday.
Yeah. So right now the viewership looks like a roller coaster. Oh, by the way, I calculated based on current trends that on August 21st we'll have anywhere from $140 to $160 for the month of August.
Okay, well, keep the content coming. The views come in, the ads get watched.
Yeah. Right. The content comes in, the viewers come in, the ads get watched, the viewership is going up. I mean, sure, maybe it was better when it was a crap show, but yeah, it wasn't healthy for me either, so Now things are better. People are enjoying the content. The show is getting more views.
Yep. And you're more well adjusted. And you're not being gaslit anymore.
Yeah. Right. So, but anyway, everybody, Monica, first of all, thank you for coming on. Do get back to me with the story and let me think what you think about it.
Absolutely. You know I will. I'll talk to you later. Everybody, thanks for coming.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yep. Bye-bye. Of course, let me just get ready to wrap you guys up and tell you that how's the glue working on my sneakers? I didn't mention that. The glue is holding up very well on the sneakers. So, I've got the microphone on. I need to leave that. Oh, okay. So the glue is working pretty good on the sneakers. They haven't pulled apart yet, so that's great, you know. So if you ever get a pair of sneakers and the uppers and the lowers separate, just look for some adhesive called E6000 industrial strength adhesive. It'll hold your shoes together if you're in a hurry. I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if you used this glue to hold your ears to your head. Oh, brother, I wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't be able to take your ears off. That's true. That stuff's as bad as Gorilla Glue from what I heard. Don't. It's not even FDA approved for medical prosthetics. Stuff you use is. True. Alright, guys. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. usual time. And so all of you have a nice day. Okay, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.